welcome
There we
to
go. Now the sound's working.
hello and welcome to our live stream of Curse of Strahd. We're getting started a little bit late with getting some of our technical issues from last week all figured out. We are this Curse of Strahd is going to be presented by the Love of Crits. I'm going to go through and kind of let everyone introduce themselves. But again, thank you for joining our hubbub of holy men as they travel deeper into the mist. Quick side note that the music that we are going to be using in this stream is going to be on Sirenscape, and our maps are all going to be in Tailspire. Okay, so Josh, if you want to start us out today.
Sure. My name is Josh. I play the character Onyx. I am a Warforged cleric in this kerfuffle of clerics. And I go online most of the time by Midget Man, so if you see anything else by me, that is I. And can't wait to see what happens tonight since we left off in an altar room.
Okay, Alex.
Hi, that's me. I am Alex. I go by Barotheus online. I play Herbert Lightforge, your human cleric of the Forge. Yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen tonight. We left at a very tense sort of situation, so looking forward to that.
Garion.
That is I. I'm Garion. I go online by either Noirag King or Grand Mage Garion. In here, I've been playing our supposedly human cleric Graves, the Grave Domain, worshipper of the Lady of Graves, Pharasma. I at least coming into this have full HP and false life active. But I am short on every other resource. So we'll see how this goes.
And last but not least, Cole.
I am Cole. I'm playing Konerith, a Kalashtar cleric as well. Cleric of Twilight, following the goddess Selyun, the goddess of Wanderers. And he has the ability to speak through his mind. He has taken a vow of silence, so he never speaks audibly. He only ever speaks through his head. It's one of the reasons why distance can be an issue for him combat-wise. As far as myself, the person, I go by Elok or Elok Leakim online and do a couple other things there. That'd be it for me.
Hi, thanks everyone. So, again, I am Huntereu, level 1 DM, that is running this stream for the Love of Crits. We do like to take a moment to kind of point that this stream is for mature audiences, not only because of the language it's used, but also some of the topics that may be broached. Curse of Strahd is Gothic core, and therefore it does have quite a few scenes or topics that could be triggering for some people. With that being said, we are going to play a quick recap of what happened and the dire situation that we left our clerics in after the last session.
Welcome once again, dear listeners. I hope you, unlike our characters of the cloth, do not grow weary as time moves on, and we discover more secrets of Barovia. Last we spoke, our heroes had managed to open the gate, and continued to descend ever deeper into the tunnels below Durst Manor. As the clerics emerged into a chamber filled with alcoves, the chanting became clearer as the distance grew shorter. In the alcoves of the room, our heroes discovered an array of disturbing items and symbols of death. Disembodied body parts, ground bone meal, bleeding wood, and even a cracked dragon egg drained of its life and color with the baby dragon's corpse still within its broken shell. Perhaps strangest of all was a large chunk of amber, from which the heroes could feel an evil aura. As Onyx, Herbert, and Graves discussed the items, in particular the dragon egg, Nareth searched through a small hall partially filled with water, and which ended with a closed portcullis. Beyond was a large chamber with a sacrificial altar, and a long balcony around its edges. This chamber seemed to be the source of the chanting, but Nareth saw no persons inside. After debating trying to break through, the clerics decided to try taking the back hallway they had spotted earlier. In doing so, they passed by dungeon cells, all empty and withered by time. And at the end of the passage, a lever was found. As Herbert pulled the lever, shifting sounds came from the walls, and 4 undead armors appeared around the clerics. A battle ensued, the toughest yet for our heroes. The foul creatures were resistant to normal weapons, and Graves soon discovered that the necrotic damage dealt by their Toll the Dead spells rejuvenated the undead. Onyx channeled his divine gift to repel the undead attackers, but those that withstood the compulsion quickly struck him down in retribution, draining his strength as they did. Herbert tossed his magic hammer to Nareth and defended Onyx, as Graves made his way to heal the Warforged priest. Unfortunately, Graves healed Onyx only for him to be brought unconscious again immediately. As Nareth begins to make headway in destroying the assailants, Herbert was brought low and his strength was also diminished by the terrifying attacks of the undead. The situation was dire, but Onyx was healed once more and he and Herbert managed to limp out of danger. Finding the now open passage to the sacrificial chamber, Nareth, aided by Graves' sacred flames, managed to continue holding off the undead, until 2 were felled by hammer and spell. The 2 Templars, despite their comrades' urges to fall back, decided to take advantage of the last few seconds they had of the undead's compulsion to flee, and attack the remaining armors. Luckily, the last 2 fell easier than the ones before, for Nareth seemed nigh untouchable. Finally, all were defeated, as the party was getting dangerously low on health and spells. Yet, the danger had not passed, as the ceiling immediately began to collapse. Fleeing through the passage Onyx found, the party escaped the collapse. Now, they stood in the final chamber and began to search. Upon the altar, Nareth found a bundle, and as he approached, 13 dark apparitions appeared along the balcony, dark robes and voids where faces should be. The chanting rose as Nareth opened the bundle, and found not an infant as he expected, but a black obsidian knife. The chanting suddenly stopped, and then a new chant began. One must die, 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 one must die.
And we are back.
Oh.
We are now back at the altar. Discordant voices flying all around, chanting rising as the 13 dark apparitions are appearing on the edges overlooking the room, each one resembling a black-robed figure, each holding a torch, but the torch's fire is black and seems to draw light into it. One must die, they chant over and over. One must die. What do?
What?
Am I within 60 feet of any of these apparitions?
You are, because I believe the entire room is like smaller than 60 feet.
Excellent. In that case, Graves would like to use his Eyes of the Grave to detect undead within 60 feet as an action.
Okay. You do not detect any undead within the 60 feet of you.
These aren't undead like the rest.
Some sort of illusion, perhaps?
Was there anything in the bundle on the table again?
When you opened up the bundle, you do see a black obsidian knife. Looking at it, it looks like it was carved from straight obsidian, but almost like it was designed after a knife in real life. Very long, thin blade. This one would easily be able to stab through the ribs of a man into the heart without needing to. It's able to slip in between very easily.
Good. Not good.
Do all 13 apparitions look exactly the same, or is the one like more heavily adorned or anything than the rest?
They do all look the same, and they are spread throughout the room, kind of around the edges.
Okay, so there's no
hanging.
like obvious leader, cult leader type thing.
There does not appear to be. As you guys are sitting there, the chanting does increase in urgency.
Is there a figure near me where I'm standing? Because I sort of wandered towards this apparatus here. Yeah.
They're all kind of hanging up around the ceiling, so they are, they're well above you. They're kind of looming over you as if they are on a balcony above you watching. So there is one above you, but it's almost like shadows being cast on the wall.
Oh. I mean, is there anything remarkable about this ceiling or anything like that?
As you look up, it is basic wooden beams that is holding up a dirt ceiling. Obviously, you're underground, so it isn't anything of remarkable make. It feels like that, like the house up above had much better architectural design behind it, whereas down here looks like it was kind of built in secret and by amateurs.
Understandable.
Being surrounded, I am very uneasy. I see my head keep swiveling around, waiting for the first attack. And I look at the others, see what they're doing real quick.
Now, go ahead.
And probably before they do a whole lot, I would probably try just to toll the dead on one of these figures.
Okay. As you cast Toll the Dead, you kind of reach out to the magic, and you don't really feel any substance to be able to hit. It's almost like trying to hit a shadow on the wall, like I said before.
They aren't actually here.
Now, Herbert, before the session, he asked 2 questions because he wasn't sure how it would be ruled. He kind of looked around, and then he also made a religion check. For that, I will, for the benefits of everyone, kind of read what my ruling was at that point. So, for that, as far as religion goes, he wasn't entirely sure of a way to get out of this situation, and he does not know much about cult activities. In addition, he knows that the books that the cult had were completely bogus, so that he wasn't sure what dark power is present here at the moment. He also does not know if Lancelot would be a sufficient sacrifice, or if a humanoid would be required to sate these spirits. As far as his perception, looking towards the gate, he did see a wheel to the right. It's quite rusted, but he thinks that some progress could be made with it based on proximity. It must be used to open and close the gate.
Yes. So, I think Herbert is just sort of brushes this off, I guess. Like, of course, why would we acquiesce to some dark power when we have our own ingenuity at our own hands? And he'll just sort of investigate the wheel and see if it functions and stuff like that.
Okay. You do see that, like, it is a crank wheel. Are you going to just attempt to move the crank, or are you going to investigate it further beforehand, see if there's any repairs?
I'm going to try and see if I can more accurately determine its purpose before I actually activate it, just in case.
Understandable. Feel free to roll me an investigation check. While you're doing that, Conereth and Graves, are you two doing anything
Yeah.
in front of the thing?
Yeah.
He Lancelot does kind of move closer to you, and he nudges your side. And he is whimpering. He is scared.
Nudging whose side?
think
Sorry,
Conereth.
Conereth's.
He moved towards you, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I know Graves has something he'd probably do, but I'll let Cole go first if he has anything.
But Aerith isn't really reacting much. I would imagine he probably took the dagger out of the bundle and is holding it tightly and isn't reacting very well to the situation. He was hoping for some form of closure here, and he's getting nothing but more of this awful cultish behavior.
Okay.
Graves have been looking around the others, so I assume I would probably see Herbert looking at the wheel, the crank and such. Seeing that Graves might, I think he was planning to attempt to speak to these aberrations already, but now he's looking even more to maybe hopefully distract them from what Herbert's doing. And I'll just look up at whichever one happens to be the most in front of him upwards. He's like, "And who are you to tell us this? Are you servants of this Strahd von Zarovich? The ones responsible for the atrocities we've witnessed?"
As you speak to the apparitions above, you gain no indication of what that they hear you at all. The chanting goes on without pausing. The one must die just continues. None of them turn towards you. None of them turn away. It's as if you were speaking to an empty room.
And
Herbert,
Graves ain't gonna give him so easy, but
you had rolled a
Yep.
4 before that, right?
Yeah, total of 12
9.
for me.
Oh,
So
total of 12?
I guided myself.
Oh, okay,
Nice.
cool. So as you are looking at this, you see that it is a crank. There are ropes kind of going along the top side, and based on everything you know, you're like, it definitely goes to where the gate is, and you think that this crank directly controls the gate. Because of the ropes going into the wall, you can't say whether or not it controls other things, but you know for sure it does control the gate.
Okay. Well, I mean, unless somebody else wants to do something, I would probably start trying to turn the crank and see what happens.
Yeah. Graves would probably continue attempting to speak to them to continue trying to distract, even if nothing's happened yet. He wouldn't just like give up yet, but it'd be like to try and distract from what Herbert's doing.
Graves, as you are yelling trying to distract the room, can you roll me either a religion or an insight check?
I sure can.
Oh, and while you're doing that, Onyx, it looks like you're kind of making the rounds around the room. What's your plan?
I knew we had come in through a secret passage on the other side, so I was going to check this side to see if there was any sort of inkling that maybe this side had same sort
Smart.
of deal.
I will let you roll an investigation check at advantage for kind of utilizing the knowledge you have of this dungeon. Graves, what did you get?
I got a 15, and I used my first use, because I keep forgetting I have this. My first use of knowledge of a past life, that gave me an extra 1, so I got 16 on insight.
Okay. I'm going to cover Onyx's roll first. It looks like you got a 19.
Yep, and I have
Nice.
a plus 0, so my investigation's a
Perfect.
19.
So as you as you're searching, you kind of know how the room was hidden on this side. You do not see any sense of a hidden entrance or gateway here, and you know that this was built by amateurs. So based on how well you're searching it, you don't believe that there is any form of secret passageway
Okay.
on this wall.
I would just continue going down and around to finish my search and back down.
Graves, did you do an insight or...
Insight, yes, because that is much better for me.
Okay. You know, based upon what is happening here and everything that's happened in this house, that they want blood spilt upon this altar.
Fairly reasonable to assume that, yes. Being said, Graves would probably still continue saying kind of like the same thing, like kind of accusing them, be like, "Who are you?" He'd probably use thaumaturgy to make his lantern like flicker brightly and like his voice boom. But say he's more so kind of realizing he probably won't get much of a reaction, but he's trying to like more so put on a show to try and distract from Herbert than anything else.
Okay. Before Herbert tries to do the lever, anyone else have anything?
Is that a basin
Thinkable.
on the table, like attached to the table, or is that just visual?
Like this?
Like it looks like in front of me. Yeah, it looks like there's like a basin or something.
Yes, it looks like it was used to collect blood. You can see that, like, as someone bled here, it would go and flow into this area.
Okay.
Hi, Herbert. What are you doing?
Well, I'll give the lever a push and see if it just gives or
Roll
see
me
if
a
it
strength check.
Okay, this is
And
at
your
my
strength got busted.
Yeah, my reduced strength. So I have
If I'm next to him,
believe I
can
have
I
11.
guide him? Or assist him?
Yeah. Either one. If you guide, I'd say you could either guide him or assist him. If you assist him, you add your strength score to his roll. If he...
I will guide.
Okay.
I will guide.
You also have a negative strength.
I think you have a negative right now, so...
I have a 6 for my strength.
I think the only one of above 10 strength right now is Conareth.
I don't even remember what my strength
Yeah, with those ones, I kind of allow, like, the way I would kind of rule it with negative scores is that if you assist, you add your score with a minimum of 1. So you can't, like, if
There.
2 people are pushing, unless they're actively trying to push against, they aren't going to hinder it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, makes sense.
So
I
5e does have a rule where if you provide the help action, you provide
Yeah.
advantage essentially.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
That's usually how it breaks down. But if that's the way you want to rule it, then we'll go with that.
that's how I've always ruled it, because I didn't realize that there was a rule for that. I just kind of let people add on their
Yep.
bonus, because I find that advantage is sometimes beneficial or is not, whereas
Yeah.
the plus is always beneficial.
Yeah. It's like less of a reward, but like less risk, less reward. More
Yeah.
just a safe bet.
Your game, your rules.
Yeah,
So
Mr. Dungeon Master.
But-
Okay, so
Either way, I'm still
I
guiding.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will also guide myself, so that bumps it up to a d6, and I still rolled a 1. So total of 10.
Okay. You push. And as you're pushing it, you feel rust kind of breaking away around the wheel, and you feel the wheel begin to crank around, the gate slightly moving up. You feel like it's going to take quite a bit of strength of similar nature to just continue riding around. You think it would take you about a minute or so to get it fully up enough that you could easily go underneath it, and you don't know if it locks or not.
Hey, that's how long thaumaturgy lasts. So Graves is just like, yeah, not bastards.
How dare you ask us of this, and or what?
However, as you begin
Rasmus domain.
as you begin to crank the thing, as you begin to crank the wheel, the cult, the spirits appear angered. The chanting ceases, giving silence to the area that you guys have not heard in quite some time.
Graves takes a few seconds to realize as he's still just yelling at them, like, oh, what?
Herbert,
Sorry?
CEO of Starting the Encounter.
Healed up,
The-
hammer ready.
The chanting suddenly comes back. They say the same sentence twice. They say, "Come, demon, we awaken thee. Come, demon, we awaken thee."
Demon?
One must die.
The chanting ceases.
Hopefully demon gonna die.
Eventually.
The room is silent and the dirty water filling the chamber ripples as something moves beneath the surface. A host of bones, flesh, and disparate body parts come together from the water, collecting into a massive, shifting heap of gore.
Oh, there it is!
Roll initiative.
Oh boy.
That thing is freaking massive! Oh, we gotta die!
Oh, it's not letting me roll.
Herbert rolled an 8. I saw
Sorry.
that.
It's a
Oh, did it roll?
+2 for Graves, so I have 11.
No, so
yeah.
because I have
rolled
it
a
up,
D&D.
yeah, the D&D Beyond, I can see the chat there where people roll.
Mine won't let me
Yeah.
roll in the D&D Beyond for some reason, which is kind of weird.
Oh, it doesn't
We
roll in Tailspire if you just roll in D&D Beyond. with the
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
regular
D&D
dice.
Beyond won't let me roll in it. I think the extension kind of freaks
We-
with it.
We disabled
But-
it during the steps to enable the extension,
Oh,
but since I got a new PC, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know how to
maybe that has
re-enable
do
it,
with
but whatever. I'll just roll in Tailspire and add my bonus.
Okay. What did you guys get for? Who was closest to 20?
I got a 16.
don't you have
Anyone
do you have
above
a plus?
16?
Nope, 0.
Okay.
Plus 0 for me.
I'll be last, so
Yeah, I saw your roll.
I didn't.
2 on the die.
Oh,
2 on the die, +0.
Okay, Graves, what was yours?
11.
11 on it?
Plus
I had
2.
a 13. My plus 2.
Okay. Herbert, it is your turn first. You see this massive group of gore just shambling towards Conereth.
And I think that it's going to take me a full minute to get this thing open.
Correct.
So,
You think that you might be able to make some progress as you're going, but you know it's going to be a tough road because you have to make sure to pull it and then hold it, do it again.
But the question is, how useful are you in combat right now, anyway?
Wait. Yeah, I have 10 HP total. I might just die here, but we'll see. I don't have any. Like, I have okay ranged attacks. I don't know if this thing takes any necrotic damage though, because the last undead things that we did didn't take any damage from.
It won't heal it right now, at least. It hasn't been damaged.
I think I gotta.
They said demon, so. Maybe.
I mean, who knows? I mean, it's a flesh mound,
Yeah.
so who knows what it is?
Yeah.
At this point, I would. I think I'm gonna drop the lever and use Toll the Dead on this thing.
Okay, you let go of the lever. The immediately it spins back around, and you hear like the as it goes, the ropes flying back in. The water ripples as the gate closes again. Is it a save it needs to do?
Yeah, it needs to make a DC 12 save.
Of Dex?
Wisdom. Hang on.
I think it's wisdom. for
Wisdom,
Toll
yeah.
Dead.
Dang.
It succeeds.
Well, that is unfortunate. I think, Conareth, did you give me back my magic hammer?
I'm not sure if Konareth did.
Nope, remember that you did.
Okay, so
I-
he's probably still
I
holding
want-
it then.
I want to say no, just because we were rushed out of the previous room,
That's
Yeah.
fair.
and
That's totally fair,
Konareth
yeah.
went straight up to check the bundle. Because
Yeah.
that's what he. So I don't think it was like he was keeping it from you, more just.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't had time.
It never got handed back.
Yeah, other things were happening.
It's only
Well,
been a
that-
minute, so.
In that case, I pull out my sledgehammer, and I start sweating, and I will turn and stand near Graves. But that's it. That'll be the end of my turn.
Does the 10 include your temp health? Because you should still have your temp health.
Yeah, that does.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Konareth, as you see this disgusting gore move towards you, every time it takes a step, it's almost leaving bits of flesh behind. It lumbers towards you. And it rises up and it brings, like, I wouldn't even call them arms. They're almost just masses of flesh. It's going to bring one down on top of you. Does a 12 hit your armor class?
It does not.
Alright.
Nice.
So you are narrowly able to avoid this as it brings its first strike down. It is going to, with its other strike, it's going to be striking behind you at Lancelot.
Oh no, not my boy. Ah!
That's gonna hit.
Bye bye.
Poor pup.
At least we didn't have to kill him.
Yeah.
Lancelot is Lancelot's dead.
Yep.
You hear high-pitched whine as he yelps, and he's just engulfed underneath a mass of
Hey.
fur, and he is lying on the ground on his side.
Died.
Dead.
Yeah, not on the altar though.
Is it supposed to be on the altar, maybe?
You can put him on the altar.
That was what your insight check revealed.
Oh, right, it did.
Yep.
Right. Put him on
Okay.
the altar. Here you go.
Blood need be spilt.
Have some dog meat.
Onyx,
That is the end of its first turn. Onyx, it's your turn.
Onyx is now extremely angry as he has grown slightly attached. He doesn't grow attached to many things. So he is going to let out a war cry and shoot a guiding bolt at him.
Okay. Is that a save or an attack?
It's an attack.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And if it hits, grants advantage on the next attack.
But I missed. Because I got it.
No.
Well, technically an 8. So unless an 8 hits,
An 8
Pretty
does
big.
not hit its armor.
Tail Spire, no.
For why?
We're gonna die.
Is that the end of your turn?
I do believe so. And I'm not having a good day.
Well, it might be a short stream today.
Might be a TPK here in about 5 minutes.
Okay. Graves, it is your turn.
I'm gonna send, Graves just, as he holds his lantern, mutters under his breath. He's like, "Alright, one last time today, Brasman. Give me your eyes." And I'm gonna do Eyes of the Grave again to once more see if this is undead.
Okay. You look upon this, and it does appear to be undead. It had just not been summoned yet.
Yeah. No undead. This is an undead abomination. With that, I have no like bonus dice or anything, but I will just move over.
Climb up the pillar.
That. Let's try this.
Are you trying to move to the other side of the pillar?
I'm trying to get like, oh, it's a full pillar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the end thing toggled off, so it looked like pulling a half pillar. Okay, I'll just move next to the pillar, kind of where I'm at.
Like there?
Yes. Sorry, I'm rocking 2 computers because my tailspire work on my computer, so I'm like switching back and forth between my different mice and keyboards. Yeah, I'll kind of move there, kind of just angle myself to look, staring down directly, lantern in hand.
There.
And yeah, I use my action, so I can't attack or anything, so that's it.
Ponereth, you are very near this. The stench of decay overwhelms you as this hulking figure enters into your danger area.
Danger's out.
You're
I'd like to think that when he walked up and struck at Gonerith, he just swung wide or something, like Gonerith was still zoned out in frustration. And then when the second strike came down and hit Lancelot, he snapped out of it. And let's see if I can. Graves, you're still your turn.
I
can't
ended
move
my
my
turn
character.
on mine.
Oh, well, this is awkward.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay,
There
now
we go.
it went back to mine and then to yours. I don't know what happened.
I did it.
Okay.
Gonerith turned around, occupying the same space as this creature. Hold out his warhammer with 2 hands, furious eyes glowing a strong golden hue. Just swings for the fences.
Okay, roll me an attack.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that
22
hits.
total.
Yeah.
If it meets, it beats. No.
Frick you.
Oh,
No, I'm
well,
kidding.
Don't you dare.
Do you have Great
This is a
Weapon Master?
whopping- What?
Do you have Great Weapon Master, or is that fighter feat?
That's a fighting style.
That's a
Ah,
fighting
dang.
feat.
Yeah.
Whopping 3 damage.
Okay.
It's better than no damage.
So you bring your hammer around, and as you hit it, it's almost like you hit like a sack of water, and it just kind of sinks into it slightly, but it doesn't seem to react too much. You know that you just didn't hit it very hard. Is that the end of your turn, or are you going to attempt to run, or...
No. Gonerith standing his ground.
Okay. Herbert, it is your turn.
Well, so we've confirmed it's undead. I just think that Herbert needs to do some damage here. So I think he's going to try another Toll the Dead.
Okay.
It's been hurt now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it needs to make a wisdom saving
Fortunately,
throw?
Toll the Dead
Yeah,
doesn't
you got to
fix
make a
Thunder
wisdom
Strike.
save.
Ooh, yes.
That's not gonna do it. So let's,
If it meets, it beats.
it's a D12. So
Come on. Ah.
1 damage.
Um.
Necrotic.
Is it healing?
Okay. As you kind of hit it, one of the limbs just kind of falls off. It rots itself and falls to the ground.
It worked.
And as in a limb, I mean like a person's hand that was connected to it,
Yeah.
not like one of its
Ugh.
masses.
Right. Well,
Not
it
immune to
worked.
necrotic.
So I think that's gonna be it for me. Because I can't really do much else at the moment.
Okay. So, is that this thing is going to move forward. It's moving to the side. It's going to bring one massive arm down on top of Konereth.
Huh?
Gonna hit.
And that hits.
Oh,
Are you up?
so much damage.
I am down.
Okay.
I went through my full health and temp health.
Ooh.
I think. Let me double check.
18.
Alright.
Oh wait, no, I'm good. I'm
Wait,
still
I
up.
can see
Okay, you're still up?
Yep.
Yeah, temp
good.
health.
Wow.
I
Dang.
had 8 temp
Twilight
health.
Domain.
Tanky boy. Okay. The other arm reaches to Herbert.
Oh boy.
Not survive.
This
it.
time, however, it doesn't appear to be attempting to strike. It
Oh.
feels like it's attempting to grab.
Oh no.
Ah, that's even scarier.
So gotta
I
make an
need you to
opposed check.
roll me a Constitution saving throw, or it'd be either a Dex or a Strength saving throw. Whether you're trying to dodge it or you're trying to force your way out.
Well,
You need to beat a DC 14.
well, I better roll good. I'm gonna go with Dex because that's not.
Negative.
Well, I mean, it would be the same at this point. Technically,
Because of
so it doesn't really
proficiency.
matter. I don't have proficiency in either, so
Oh,
um,
okay.
yeah, we'll just roll the Dex here because I can just get that from D&D Beyond.
Nope.
And how many ones is that so far? This session? We're
Five.
I mean, that's the first D20 that was a 1, I think.
No.
The rest were damage
Yeah.
rolls.
No.
I
Because
did
your
roll-
wisdom save was for the monster was a 1.
Yeah.
I was just talking about the ones that I've rolled.
I rolled a 1 on my D6. Something.
Well,
Okay.
grab me, Daddy.
You feel like this cold stomach almost wrapping around you, and you suddenly are covered in darkness, and you feel your feet leave the ground as you're being pulled into the center of this thing. I'm going to hide you for now as you are pulled inside this mound, and that is the end of its turn.
Okay. Can we see any part of Herbert? That's 10. Like, can I see any part of Herbert?
Roll me a perception check.
I didn't mean to click that. I was just looking. Because I'm very happy it's not counted in D&D Beyond. Perception's a +3.
That was an 18.
Hey.
21.
You
Nice.
see his shoe. Other than that, you can't really tell because so much of the flesh mound is flesh colored. It is difficult for you to be able to kind of make heads or tails of what is heads or tails. So
I'm going to point it out to Graves because I know I am still very tired from our last battle and would not be able. I can't summon up the energy to pull him out.
Graves ain't much better. He's got a negative strength to be with.
Either way, I don't care. Graves, that's Herbert. Get him. And are these pillars with the torches attached to the floor? I walk up.
Pillars of the torches.
Yes.
These ones?
Yeah.
They are not attached to the floor. They are movable.
Catapult.
Sorry, it took me a moment to realize what you were asking.
I'm gonna grab one and pull it with me and stick it in front of me to hit this thing.
Okay.
And
Now
shove it into it.
All right.
Try to burn it.
Let's see. You'd have to drag it. What is your strength right now? Because yours was lowered, right?
A 6.
I'm going to have you roll a strength check on that.
That's
Just
fair.
because it's like you think about moving like a rod iron thing. It's heavy.
It's a 6 minus 2.
Alright. I would allow you to drag it, but it would definitely encumber you. You'd be at like half movement, and you wouldn't be able to get it to him this turn, but you might be able to next turn.
And
You can drop it if you'd like to change your plan based upon that, but you're just not used to how weak you are.
Yeah, when I grab it and go to like lift it up and go, oh my back. I hate you. And I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame.
Okay. Dexterity saving throw?
Yes.
A 10.
A 10 fails my 13's DC.
Dangerous.
For 6 points of radiant damage.
Okay, so you see the light gather around and you smell the singed burning of flesh. And this does seem to hurt a bit, and it kind of shrieks away, but the mass isn't really diminished at all. Is that the end of your turn, Onyx?
It is. While I
Praise.
catch my breath trying to move this damn tool.
All right.
Graves,
am-
it is your turn.
I guess I will step over next to it. So like, you abomination, release my friend and return all those you've taken to Pharasma's bone. And I will attempt to grab Herbert's foot and yank him out. Could I argue for athletics instead of strength?
Let's see.
I mean, there are rules for this, or well, I mean, there's no rules for pulling someone out of a grapple, I guess. So yeah, I guess
Grapple
whatever
is
you want.
normally athletics, but I'm just pulling it out, so I guess GM be it.
I would allow it. However, what I will do is I'll kind of do it similar to the cinematic advantage. If you're doing it with athletics, I'm thinking of you like putting your feet against it and using like your legs along with it.
Yeah.
That you're trying to like pull them fully out. It's going to be a high DC because this is a big creature, so you'd have to beat a DC of 16. If you fail,
that
you would
regardless.
fall prone.
Whatever. I haven't moved too far yet, so I can probably overcome that if I need to. I will attempt it.
Okay.
Let's roll. Riggedy roll. My athletics,
Nat
let me
20.
check if my athletics
You need
bonus
a
is
nat
probably
20.
negative.
If we're gonna get a nat 20, let it happen here.
Yeah. All right. I have a -1. But if I need to, I don't know where the dice even went.
That is not a nat 20.
That's an 8. But you know what I do have? Actually, 8 plus 6 is not going to do it. So I can literally use my knowledge in past life and still fail if I got a maximum. So I guess I fall prone.
Okay.
I don't like do that. There we go. It's half your movement to stand up, correct?
Correct.
I will stand back up. I've used 20 feet of movement now, and I guess I will back up onto the altar.
Are you leaving his range?
I'm backing up like however far that is, like 5-10 feet. So it depends on his reach, I guess.
Yeah, he can reach that far.
Okay, so I guess I've not left his range. Wasn't really part of my plan either way, but yeah. So I am now on the altar, just holding him. I'm like, ah!
Okay. Konerith, it's your turn.
Yay. It hasn't switched to my turn yet.
It is on my screen.
Yeah. There it is.
Weirded for me.
Maybe just lagging a little bit.
Yeah.
No,
Alright.
I have to switch it for you for some reason.
Doesn't like me
Don't.
ending my turn for some weird reason.
I don't know if this is a good idea or a terrible idea.
Do it.
Is Lancelot bleeding?
Let's see. He was kind of
was-
crushed to death,
Yeah.
so
Probably be
Why
blood.
not?
yeah, there's bones sticking out. Yeah.
Stick it in the blood basin.
Konerith gets a disparaging look on his face and bends over and picks up Lancelot, carrying him over to the altar and placing him on the altar very gingerly, letting the blood flow out of Lancelot into the channels and down into the basin.
Can you roll me a medicine check?
That would be... Just gotta get to my skills here. That would be 15.
Okay. You do think that if you are able to cast magic of some kind, you may be able to help him survive, or at least be able to pull him back, as animals are slightly different from humans.
You're saying he's not fully dead.
He's mostly dead. Pretty much it's like you're able to kind of like put life force back into him. Kind of think of like when someone's heart has stopped. That there is that little bit of time that you can still save him.
I'm just thinking Princess Bride now, man. Mostly isn't all the way dead, man.
But there's no reaction from the blood coming out of him? Like you're just telling me that he's not actually dead is the problem.
Maybe.
There is no reaction to him being put on there, and not so. You know that he is, like, if you don't do anything, he is dead.
Basically just making death saving throws.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, give me a sec here. Konerith takes the obsidian dagger and slits Lancelot's throat.
Oof. Okay. Blood pours out onto the altar.
I like the
And-
ending to that.
That is where we'll
Onyx
end
Engraved
your
Stone.
turn. Now, what I will allow, though, you can get 6 luck points.
Ooh. That's good.
So
Probably need this.
now
Not
that's
worth
where
it.
we'll end your turn. It doesn't appear to be any change throughout the chamber. The mound of flesh is continuing to move around, and you don't appear. It doesn't appear that anything has changed.
Great. That's the end of my turn. That would have been definitely a full action, that whole thing.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Well, I'm engulfed. Does anything
Yes.
happen to me at the start of my turn
So-
or anything like that?
Do anything?
Yes. So at
What is
the
my
beginning,
condition?
let's see. So you are currently blinded and restrained.
Okay.
And it is very difficult to breathe, to the point that you are almost unable to breathe. Now,
Suffocating, basically.
yes. I need you to do two things for me, though. I need you to roll a perception check.
I mean, I'm blinded, so I make this a disadvantage, I assume. Unless
Yes.
it doesn't rely on sight.
It doesn't rely so much on sight. So you should be fine just rolling normally.
Okay.
Descent. You were a Loxodon.
10.
10, okay.
Could be worse.
Okay. As you are looking, as you're trying to kind of figure a way out of this mass of flesh, you hear a familiar cry, and it's exactly that cry. The sound you hear is that of an infant crying. Looking forward, you see that there are 5 tendrils connected to the body of an infant ahead of you. The light of it seems to be pouring in.
They made this out of Walter.
Oh, these monsters!
I need you to roll me an Arcana or a Religion check.
Alright, I'm gonna go with religion. $14.
Not bad.
With a 14, you know that this flesh mound is not Walter. It's connected to him by those tendrils. You think that if you are able to destroy those tendrils, you might have a chance to destroy this creature.
Well, dang. And can I sort of determine what it might take to destroy said tendrils? Is it going to take like a massive amount of damage to each one, or like a slight amount of
Obsidian
damage
dagger.
to each one?
You think that you could either cut it or try and tear it. But you know that until you try, you aren't sure how strong of sinew this is.
Yeah.
Actually, roll me a medicine check. Let's see if you know.
Okay. That. Yeah, 13. Very middle of the road today.
Yeah, with a 13, you think it'd be the same as like trying to, like obviously a knife would make it much easier,
Yeah.
but you think you might be able to, with enough pull, you might be able to break them off. You do know there's only 5.
Yeah. Well, there was something that I wanted to do at the start of my turn, but now I'm thinking of other things. I don't have a cutting weapon on me, which I now realize is an oversight.
Always grab a dagger.
I have carpentry tools on me. There must
There
be
should
something
be a chisel.
yeah,
A wood
I
chisel.
mean, there'd be a saw or something. Probably
a little
Yeah,
saw,
that too.
yeah, a little carving
whittling
knife.
knife.
Yeah. Can we say like I have like a dagger's equivalent essentially of like a shiv?
Yeah,
or...
I'd allow it. Like you have enough tools on you that would make sense. And you are enough of a person that like you rely on your tools that you would kind of know even when you can't see where they are.
Yeah.
So I would allow that.
Okay. Well, in that case, I will desperately reach out and try to cut one of these veins or tendrils.
Okay. Roll me a d20.
D20. All right. 13.
You are able to catch some surface on it and roll me a d6.
Okay. 6.
As you bring through, you find that you're able to get a lot of purchase with it, and you hear a twang as it breaks the tendril. The infant stirs as it's being shifted around.
Oh, okay. So does it? I mean, it's got to be some semblance of like undead at this point. I guess I'm theorizing, so I don't really know. But yeah, I mean, I guess if there's life, then we'll go for it. I'll shout out to them. I found Walter. I think I can save him. Buy me some time.
Do we hear him?
Roll me perception checks.
Actually, with that's shouting because I don't have a lot of air. That would waste a lot of my air, actually. So I don't know.
I only got an 8 anyway.
I got a 12.
Do you shout or do you decide against it as you're about to?
Yeah, I think I'll do it.
Okay.
I do have something that I can use as my last ditch effort, so I think I can.
So
I'm gonna go all out.
I did not see a roll for Conereth.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say Conereth is ruined right now.
Okay, that's fair. Let's see. Onyx, you were able to hear and make out what it was. Graves, you were able to hear but not make out what it was.
It's like, that Herbert? He's alive!
It's alive.
For now!
Yep, for now, exactly.
Onyx?
What, the Shambler's turn?
Oh, well, no, more so like you heard it. I don't know if you react to it or...
You heard what I said.
I heard it, but I'm not wasting a reaction or anything on it. I'm doing anything.
So...
I heard it, and I know I already have in my head what I'm doing, so like it's not changing my plan any.
Okay. The Shambler turns, or the mound turns as it sees the blood upon the altar. Bypassing Conereth, it brings...
why did I just stand here?
It brings both of its hands down, its arms down upon Graves.
Why did I stand here? This was such an oversight. I'm an idiot.
I will stand upon the altar that we must sacrifice someone on.
I am dumb. That hits.
Oh boy. Well, I saw the
I'm
one.
at 10. I still have 10 hit points left.
You were at 26 or 23?
He was at full
10
health.
HP, yeah.
Oh my god.
Because I have more health than all of you guys face, and I had the 10th HP.
So a 19 hits as well.
Yeah, that'll probably drop me.
Yeah, 16 hits.
Yeah,
but
I'm dropped.
not.
Oh, it brings it down again. Graves is now prone upon the altar. The blood of Lancelot pours around him. And that is the end of its turn. Onyx.
Do I see Graves go down?
You do.
Okay. I'm gonna take a deep
It's gonna
breath.
be like last fight, but reversed.
And as I'm like holding this pillar, this torch, I'm like, fuck! And I let go, and I'm going to step up kind of where that dice is. I can hold
Okay.
shift and do this, right? Not really.
He doesn't like the terrain.
I know.
Yeah.
I
I know you're talking though. You
You're
want to
over
step
there.
like here?
Yep.
You're over there.
And I'm going to reach forward and touch Graves
Okay.
and call out to him. You better be worth this. I got nothing left. And I
It's
will
gonna be like when I
cast-
healed you last time. That's all it's gonna do.
And I will cast my last spell slot of Cure Wounds,
Okay.
giving you 9 points of health.
All right.
And as
Graves is up
I
again.
see him breathe from this, get your lazy ass up, we gotta fight! And I'm going to try to get around here a little bit
Okay.
and just ready myself.
Said I don't
Is that
really
the end
feel
of your
all-
turn?
Just
That's
for I'm
the-
gonna be able to do a whole lot.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay. Graves, it is your turn.
Oh, shit! Just like when my lantern flares up, and I throw my sacred flame at it from my prone position.
Okay. So it does a
save.
dex?
Yep, DC 13. Frank. Alright, my options are stay here and let it smash me with advantage, or try to run away and let it attack of opportunity.
Like roll off the table.
Well,
I'm gonna roll off the table.
Okay, rolling off the back.
Just like, ah! Just rolls off the back.
Just like fire it as you're rolling.
You
Yeah.
have to
yeah.
leave it to range.
Yeah, pretty much.
Roll me an acrobatics check as you are falling towards the stairs.
Oh, there's stairs there? Okay.
Yeah, because there's
Oh, wow.
stairs going right down into the water.
Okay. Well, I wasn't aware, so, it's whatever.
I love how
Yeah,
the
see,
mini looks
these
like he's
two-
falling off
these
of
There's
it
a
stairs-
too.
+2 on this. So it's 11. You know what? Just in case, I'm gonna do my knowledge from a past life. Add a d6 onto that, because I guess I was acrobatic and good at falling before. So hey, a 6. So let's get me up to a 17.
Okay. Now knowledge of a past life, was that the thing you sent me?
No, that's I mean, it's also my race. I can add a d6 to a skill check twice per day.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is that as you're rolling off this, you're in midair and you see the ground approaching you very quickly. And all of a sudden, you get a flash of memory that you have no idea where it comes from, of you learning to ride horses and being taught how to fall by an older man who would push you off of the side of the horse in order to make sure that you wouldn't hurt yourself when you fell. And that ingrained ability just kicks in and you're able to roll and catch yourself before rolling deeper into
Nice.
the water and not take more damage.
As I fall, you see Graves. I remembered something.
Okay. Conareth, it is your turn.
Narrative is just ruined right now. At the realization that nothing happened.
Onyx still doesn't know yet.
Oh wait, you rolled out of its range, right?
He did.
It would get an attack of opportunity in that. I'm sorry. You did roll really
Oh,
cool
yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Is it at
forgot about that, too.
disadvantage for going off the table?
Does he get
So you'd have to like
cover,
reach
maybe?
over the table?
I would say if he was trying to
Yeah.
attack him right now, but he's trying to attack him while he was on the table.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
that's fair.
So
Yeah.
I just
He
figured
does
his
roll,
at
like-
the edge of his reach was like at the edge of the table. That's
As
why.
I'm falling off.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's damage. Did he hit me?
Yeah. He got a 20
I
on
must
hit.
he did.
That was 10 damage?
Yes.
I had that.
you're 8,
yeah.
9.
I was at 9.
Uh,
I'm down again.
Literally, he's like, I remembered. Just
I got
So-
nothing. That was it.
It's just like last fight when I healed you to go right back down. With my
Okay.
last spell slot.
Ponerith, you are ruined right now, but you do see this thing strike Graves as he's rolling off the edge, covered in the blood of Lancelot.
Well, he didn't hear what Herbert said. He's just going to half-heartedly grab his weapon again and take another swing.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw some luck points behind that one.
Okay.
Was luck points a
2-to-1
It's an
ratio
after-
when it's your own, or it's a 1-to-1 ratio if it's your own roll. 2-to-1 if it's another person's roll.
okay? I don't imagine he'd have a high AC.
Unless it's all natural armor, but I doubt it. It's
Big
more
old
flesh than
blob.
bone. Oh, he doesn't have very good dex bonus at least.
yeah, he's got at least -1 to his AC, so if he's not wearing any armor, it would be 9. But I mean, probably
I'll
got
put it up to
natural armor.
12.
What's your plus on your attack, anyways?
Oh, my plus on my attack would make it 12 anyway, actually.
Put up to
I
a
can't
4.
remember if we had luck as a reactive thing or it's a.
You could add it to a roll.
Yeah, remember when I spent my luck to make.
Now I will say a
Fail
12
that fell on
a
top of me.
12 does not hit currently. Because you can do it even after you know the result of the roll. So yeah, a 12 does not hit.
I'll put it up to 15 then.
If it meets,
That's
it beats.
Yes. Exact
So-
right of pounds.
So you are able to bring the hammer. You're kind of like, you don't even know if you want to go on anymore, but you know that the other people are relying on you, and you push forward. Roll me a damage.
5 damage.
More than 0 damage.
Okay. So you are able to bring that down upon it. You are able to knock a limb off of there. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Herbert, we get to you. You see that you have been able to cut a tendril of it off. Are you attempting again?
Well, I don't really know how things are going out there, so I'm gonna assume that since I'm not dead, then they're not dead yet.
It's a good assumption. I mean, we aren't.
Yeah,
I'm almost, but I'm not.
yeah. I don't think we have any way to. Oh wait, we do have. We should have. We have some health potions, I believe. We each have health
Yes,
potions.
we
please,
do.
So anyway, coo, you know, metagaming pigeon. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go for another tendril because I feel like I'm making progress here.
Okay. Roll me another d20.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah, well.
yep. Okay,
Nice.
roll me a d6 again.
6. I mean, middling.
Okay. And so you are able to get a really good grip on this one. You feel like you cut it enough that it will naturally kind of just break on its own. That in a little bit you should be able to just kind of push against it, even if you can't break it this turn.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I wish I knew what was going on outside, but I don't. So,
No meta.
yeah, that's it. That's it for my turn.
Okay. As it gets struck, this thing now looks at Conera standing there with the warhammer, and it's going to bring both of its arms down upon him. First one is 25.
Yeah.
And that is a 15 for damage.
Now Canarin's down.
Okay. And
Herbert.
its second strike comes down on you as well.
Yeah. 2 instant fails.
Misses
13
though.
misses though, right?
It has advantage though because I'm down, right?
Oh, it does?
Yeah, 'cause
But it
I'm
might,
only
think
it may
slightly
still not
from-
hit.
Not that I want to die,
No.
but
Natural 20.
It's already a crit anyway.
It's an
so-
auto crit, so.
Uh,
I mean, this is Strahd. We came in knowing we were probably gonna die at some point.
so that'd be 2d8s.
It's
So that'd
2
be
auto fails on the 3.
16. What's your max health?
15.
It does 26 damage.
I believe that's an outright kill.
Aye.
Does
And
it?
that's where we'll
Because-
take a short break.
Konerv's dead.
Well, rip.
All right.
Well, we will be taking a 10-minute break and then we'll be continuing.
All right. we are back.
Thank you, and welcome back, where we have just witnessed the demise of one of our intrepid heroes. But, unfortunately, the battle is not yet done, and we must continue.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Sure doesn't just want to
Onyx,
leave.
It's
It
got
is your
his
turn.
blood, though. We don't need more.
Start to kill 2 people. Or
Onyx.
a person and a dog.
It is your turn, Onyx.
Onyx is a soldier. That is really
Started.
Oh my, what is that?
Out of nowhere, like boom.
There we go.
It quiets down. It's just the initial entrance of the mound.
So, Onyx is going to disengage
Okay.
and go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. To
Okay.
get up in an area where it's tighter and hopefully further away.
Okay.
And unfortunately, because disengage is my action, I can't do anything at this point. But I'm hoping that by being up here, I'll be able to potentially stay out of its range. That's my turn.
Okay. Graves, it is your turn.
Okay, I'll send you what I just rolled, and then you can move on. That wasn't a natural 20.
Okay.
I got my
Okay.
D20 here, just
Ponerith, it is your turn.
Well,
Didn't I outright die?
he's
Yes.
Oh,
However, you suddenly
Deus Ex Machina.
open up your eyes and you're standing in the village of your home. But it's not really exactly how you left it when you last left. In fact, it's much different. It's more similar to how it had been when you were a child. The fire is the only thing that is lighting the area around you. And that's all you see. The darkness that you had made so much part of your belief is dashed away in the light and heat of the flame. You see the village around you burning, and similar to those flames, a fire rages within, unlocking a hatred you have not felt since that loss so long ago. Looking at the depths of the caverns on the edge of your village, you see the backs of drow running away, dragging their victims deeper into the earth. You chase after them, feeling the heat of loss of your mother. They make no effort to hide their tracks, making it easy to find the entrance to the caves. You run in, following as deep as you can, the darkness enveloping you, and feeling comforted in the twilight's embrace. But it appears the drow were not so foolish as you once thought. As soon as they enter into their caves, they took better heed to hide their path from you. Very quickly, you find yourself to be lost, not knowing where you came from or where you must go. You attempt to rest your body, weary from the efforts of tracking your enemies down. As you sit here, you hear marching coming from both sides. As you glance to your left and right, you see light of dim lanterns. The drow and their dark tunnels approaching slowly, you begin to run, fearing what would happen if they found you when you were so outnumbered. It felt like hours as you're running, turning without a second thought, knowing that you only have gained more and have only become more and more lost, and your hope of finding the surface was getting further and further away. Your only hope is traveling upwards as much as you can. As you turn a corner, you see the light of the moon shining down upon you, giving you hope as you run forward. Seeing that there was a hole above you, perhaps 8 to 10 feet, you scramble, looking for handholds. Looking around, the marching growing closer, the lights growing stronger. You look up and see a figure silhouetted by the moon. As a man with pale skin reaches down, you can tell by his muscled arms that he is a warrior. But his features tell you that he is not human. Holding his hand out to you, holding a rope, he says, "Nimmst du unser Gift?" Do you grab the rope? Or do you leave yourself to the drow as they close in on you?
Gunnar takes a moment to look back at the drow closing it around him. Takes a deep breath and grabs hold of the rope.
Okay. Herbert, it's your turn.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm feeling this thing lunging around still, right?
Yes, by the way, it's going to be loud again. I'm switching back to the other music.
So, I don't know. I mean, this thing seems like it probably feels like it's sort of swaying outwardly. So I'm thinking
Yes.
that it's making attacks, obviously.
Yes.
So
That's a fair assumption.
I'm going to try to use my channel divinity to turn undead.
Oh,
Instead
from
of
within.
my action, yeah.
A
Okay.
little weird.
I mean, what could happen?
That's
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
It's already bad.
a good question. What is the worst that can happen as I'm frantically Googling?
Yeah. Hold on.
Well,
Yeah, that's TMP it.
I mean, let's see. So each undead you can see. So I mean, I can see its flesh.
You can
No,
definitely
from
Can't
within
see
it.
anything but.
It's the only thing I can see. But yeah, he's got to make a wisdom saving throw. He might just pass, but
Okay. It's a wisdom saving throw?
yep, DC 12.
Does he
Unfortunately.
explode?
Yeah.
That's a 1.
Done.
Ooh.
Your move.
Man,
Bravo! Bravo!
holy, like,
I don't even know.
he nat
even know.
one. Let me roll a percentage die.
Oh my god.
I mean, does he run from the child too? Can I try to grab the child and like hang on to that? Maybe I don't know.
Yes, roll me a strength check for that portion.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Let's see.
Fuck yeah!
Okay. Whoops.
That's what we needed. That's what we needed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Me
Even
roll.
Go
better!
Herbert.
Wrong.
And of course, it's
Right
right,
down
in the middle.
Right down the middle.
Do you split it 51 or like 49?
Okay. Man, that was a good move. I thought you guys were all out of channel divinity. Or
Nope.
Yeah, I still
Herbert
had mine.
Yeah.
I was thinking that
Man.
someone else did, but
Yeah,
I
I
was
used
wrong.
mine for Path of the Grave.
okay. So here's what happens. You hold on to this infant with all of your strength. You're holding him close to you.
So-
the
can I add a little bit here?
yeah.
So I just sort of realized with my last strike that I'm not making a lot of progress, and it's still, even if I do well, this is going to take a significant amount of time. And I know that we don't have a lot of resources, and time is one of those resources. So I'm like, I gotta get more time. So I just go for the child, and I'm like, maybe I can just do this all in one go, and just I pray to God, and I say, just please,
We need a miracle.
repel. We need a miracle, essentially.
Roll me a religion check, Herbert.
Okay,
I love the lead in from Reno there too.
let's go.
Not bad. Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, you can do
I have been preparing for this. Okay, so you are praying to God, all of your willpower pouring into it and holding on to this child. You feel power pour into you as you feel the divine power forcing this creature away from you. As you're holding on to this baby, the tendrils aren't able to hold on as it forces it away from each other. You feel the entire thing shivering as if it's a tree that's about to fall over. As you do that, you hear a slight voice in your head. And it just says, interesting. You feel heat pour out from around you. You smell the burning of flesh. This flesh mound explodes outward. Charred flesh closest to you as it strews across the ground. And you find yourself to be kneeling on the ground where it was, holding this infant unharmed.
I mean, I feel like that is pretty much all I can do this turn, obviously. I mean, Herbert is just shell-shocked that even worked, basically, and he's just coddling this infant here, and he's just sort of taking in the scene, but I'm sure he's just shell-shocked for the moment. So
you are holding this infant, and to your dismay, it is not breathing.
unfortunate.
However, you know that this child has not been alive for quite a while. It's one hand gripping your finger. And you know that the curse of this house has been tied with this child, and that you must put this child to rest in order to put the curse of this house to rest and allow this child to pass on to the other side.
So, I mean, I'm just looking down at this, I'll just say it, dead baby. And I'm just looking down with just a deep sense of sorrow, that knowing that there's nothing I can do to save this child. I can't give it life, but at least I can give its spirit some rest, so that does bring me some comfort. But I think I also look up and I see Konareth on the ground there, and my heart sinks even more. And I'm just wordless, shocked.
And that's where we'll actually end initiative. Is at that point.
I assume Onyx wouldn't be able to get to me before I have to roll again, so I'll just roll
I was
my
gonna say, because that would be
death save now.
that's what I was doing next, was going to rush down to you. I would sprint down and try a medicine check, because I'm pretty decent with medicine.
Okay.
I just wasn't sure if he would need to roll his death save or not.
Waiting for the roll to come through.
medicine, yeah.
Oh,
Or no,
medicine.
Oh,
medicine.
I was waiting for your roll, Garion.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Because-
Yeah.
I rolled it. I can send it to you if you wish, or I can just reveal the results of my current state if you wish when he medicine checks me, whatever you want. However you want to do it. I'll just
Roll me a medicine check.
Me?
Yes.
That's a 16. I have a +5. I'm perfect.
Nice.
Okay. And I'm going to allow. Can you roll me a? Let's do a dexterity saving throw.
Me?
Because we're out of combat, so it makes things a bit weird.
Oh.
That was weird. It's
Yeah,
only an
was-
8.
it's a roller
That was so
coaster.
weird.
It's an
As you are running down, you see Graves give one final cough, and his breathing stops.
As
He
I
had
rolled
rolled a
natural
nat
one.
1 on the first roll and an 8 on the second.
I'm just gonna punch him in the chest, trying to do like the come on!
Wake up, damn you!
That being said, Graves,
Oh, do I get a vision now too? Do I see where I come from?
you open your eyes suddenly. Rough cloth is pressing against your face and your naked form.
Oh, I know where.
Pushing away, you see a delicate white marble ceiling above you. As you sit up, you see that you are in a casket in the center of a large mausoleum. The room is lit by moonlight pouring through the domed glass ceiling. As you stand, you recognize the cloth as a burial shroud. You clutch onto it as you step onto the cold marble floor, leaving the casket in the center of the round room. As you explore, you see that the light is fading as the moon begins to set. Darkness begins to creep from the top of the crypts. As each door is covered in darkness, you hear scraping and thrashing coming from within. You desperately run to the entrance of the mausoleum, but it's locked. As you pound against the door, you hear the unmistakable crack of breaking stone. As you look back to the crypts in horror, you see figures shambling towards you. The empty eyes of the undead gaze at you as their rotting hands reach out. You quickly notice the creatures are afraid of the moonlight, only moving closer as it begins to set. Every second, the shadows move closer to you, and the shambling horde with it. The door is still locked behind you, the iron padlock unyielding. The shadows are mere feet away when you resign yourself to your fate, calling out for Pharasma to help your servant. You see a light shine from the back of the throng. The shrieking of the mob ceases, and they begin to part. A woman walks towards you carrying a lantern. The creatures staying out of the light as they reach you as if the light itself burns. The moonlight has receded so much, you must keep your back to the door to avoid their grasp. The woman is wearing a white dress, her radiant hair complementing her angelic form. She sets a lantern on the ground. The light is barely within your reach. She walks to the edge of the light. In her left hand, she holds an ornate key to her chest. Her right hand reaches out to you, her palm facing the last vestiges of moonlight. The undead finger tips are now grasping at the cloth protecting you. She looks you in the eyes and says, "Nimmst du unser Gift?"
Do I actually understand what she says? Because I do know a few different.
You do not. Do you take her hand, or do you refuse it?
I see no reason to not. I don't think Graves is any reason that he wouldn't. If it was like, do this or like, nah, he'll take it.
Okay. That being said, Kunerith, we now come back to you, where suddenly your eyes open, and it's as if you left deep water, gasping in air, filling your lungs, and you are back in the ritual chamber. Feeling a slight tug around your neck, you feel and you find that there is a simple iron key on a leather strap around your neck. The group, you see Herbert sitting in front of you, holding an infant in his arms. Herbert, as you look forward, you see that what you had thought to be your dead companion suddenly takes breath inexplicably.
I think that Herbert was already just crying, just tears just sort of welling up. His eyes are all red and puffy. He's just feeling extremely emotional in this moment. And so I'm not sure if he would immediately be able to notice him get up. But if he did, it would be sort of this incredulous, like, there's no way. Like, just rubbing his eyes and looking, and he goes, "What? What? What happened?"
And Eric just slowly sits up, positions himself so he's sitting down and his back is resting against the altar. He's trying to get his head back wrapped around things. There's this foggy haziness. And he looks down and he sees the blood on his hands from when he sacrificed Lancelot. He turns around, looks up on the table, and sees his body, and just pulls his knees up to his chest, holding his knees kind of in a fetal position and just staring blankly off into the distance.
Onyx, Conereth, he stirs. Oh, Graves, how is he? Because I'm sure I can't see him from this angle.
You cannot know.
I'm kneeling
No.
in front of Graves, and as I realized he had taken his last breath, I am currently closing his eyes because I have lost others in battle before, and kind of propping him more flat on the rocks, kind of slowly crossing his arms across his chest with his lantern next to him, and I'm afraid Graves is not going to be able to see the next chapter of this fight.
What do you mean? He's come back from the dead before. Perhaps he could do it
I
again.
have.
We can't give up hope this easily. No. I mean, look at Conereth. I mean, clearly, something is happening here.
I didn't attack Conereth. I couldn't with the mound in the way. But I'm quite versed in your humanoid anatomy and medical, and I feel no pulse. I has not turned. I have administered a little bit of life-saving things that we have been taught on the field of battle. But I'm going to make sure he is put to rest with the respect he deserves.
As you are kind of preparing him, similar to Conereth, Graves' eyes burst open, and he just suddenly, as
And-
if he's...
Except I don't breathe.
And I fall on my ass and tumble down the stairs into the water below.
I guess, yeah. Not a breathe, but a...
Just a...
gasp.
Even just the eyes shooting open, I'd be... Fuck this, I'm at, like, just... Ah!
He kills him again.
If we were not on stairs where I would have tumbled backwards, I probably would have punched him.
I mean, you were punching him in the chest earlier.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You're just like,
So
what?
I'm now prone down in the water, freaking out.
It's alright. I'm alright. I'm alive.
This
Again.
This one's anatomy is weird.
I run over.
I also
and I'll-
forgot, I have advantage
That's
on
the
death saving
Warforged.
throws.
Oh,
You have what?
I have advantage on death saving throws. I forgot.
I was like, isn't there something with reborn that's like you're good at?
Yeah, I
this
was like,
stuff?
wait a second, I'm a reborn. It's probably hard to kill me or resurrect me or something. I'm like, no, I have
my
advantage.
God.
on six.
Oh my
Anyway,
Yeah, really bad luck, you know.
anyway, I guess I've come
Dark
back to
powers.
life
Dark
again.
powers interfered.
Do I feel any different than last time I came back to life?
You have full memories of what happened before you died.
Like
I
this
didn't
time.
forget this time. I mean, I don't think I remember anything before the last time, but I remember you. Onyx, are you alright? You're in the water. There.
Onyx at
Yeah,
this
like, give
point
me a
has
hand. I'll give you a
sat
hand.
up and just starts like crawling to you and starts like poking and taking your pulse and like he's pretty
No, I
much
have no pulse.
He's inspecting you,
You
I
have no...
I have no pulse.
Specimen.
which is making him even worse.
If you had like
Because-
interacted with him like medicinally before,
Yes.
you would have known he never had a pulse.
But I hadn't.
That was his first time was seeing
Right.
if you were alive.
Yeah. And then you're
So
like,
I'm
what?
like, no pulse, no breathing, he's dead. I tried CPR hadn't been invented back, at this point. So he punched you in the chest for the heart and, the sternum compressions.
So
What he was taught on the
Yeah.
battlefield.
literally, he doesn't need to breathe. He doesn't have a pulse.
I know. So at
Like,
this
I'm
point,
not undead, but I'm basically a walking corpse. With like, I'm basically just a soul animating a corpse.
and that's exactly how Onyx is taking this at this point. So after inspecting you and being like, what the?
Oh, Craig's
And he's-
gone.
Taking the pulse and realizing you're not breathing, he slowly backs away and kind of grabs his stuff and is like, Herbert,
It's alright.
he's
I didn't breathe or
undead.
anything before. No, I am not. Almost, but not quite.
You have no
I am not.
pulse.
I never
Things-
had a pulse.
So we've been walking with an undead this whole
I'm
time.
not an undead. I understand the confusion, but I am not an undead.
Explain to me what makes an undead and you different.
The corruption of the corpse through necromantic energy. I have no necromancy flowing through my. I guess
can't
I'm more
tell
like-
that.
I guess it's more like the my body kind of just stopped, but my soul is still here. Like almost like more like I'm possessing my own body. I don't know. But I'm
Is
not
that
undead.
not the definition of undead?
No, it's not. Actually, I had a lengthy conversation the first time I came back to life like this with the priest of Pharasma who kills undead. But I understand. I unnerve myself.
I'm done. I can't work on you medically. You're done. Save yourself
feel
next time, and I
fine.
walk away.
I feel fine right now, at least. I got a long rest.
Yes. Cole or Konerith also. I don't know if you saw the message, but you both.
I did.
Okay. Cool.
Oh no, you stay away from me, undead boy.
I'm not
As-
dead. That's wrong.
As you guys are arguing, you guys feel the floor begin to shake again.
Oh fuck.
Oh, shit. Shit.
I'll
Chanting begins pouring out.
I'll rush over to Konerith and I'll say, "Listen, I know this is a lot, but we don't have much time, and this child still needs you." And I'll try to hand him Walter. And
Yeah.
just to give him something at least to focus on and something to give him some purpose.
He reaches out his hands to take the baby from you, but then again sees the blood on his hands and quickly just grabs his knees again.
Real quick, Anthony, are these stone decorative things, or are they like jars that you would see?
Like
burial
urns.
Yeah. Okay.
Are they
The
in use?
the cult is chanting again. The end comes, death be praised. Shaking begins pouring, happening around the entire room. Rocks begin falling from the ceiling. You are afraid that the roof is going to collapse again like it did in the other room. Looking, you see the portcullis still blocking your path to the floors above. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Ooh boy. Oh boy. Oh man. That was wild.
Yeah. I love how it's not as shocking for Graves as it should be, because he's like, this has literally happened to me before. I just don't remember anything before, but I have woken up after I've died already one time.
So
Now-
that is where we'll end tonight's session. We'll be having a little after talk in our Discord. Feel free to join if anyone's interested.
I
And
have a
we'll see-
question before
Yes.
we go. Punerith woke up with a key, and since I was putting stuff, Graves technically in a soldier's rest, did Graves wake up with a key around his neck?
He
There was a
did.
key in my vision.
His is very ornate
Let's
and hanging from a silver chain around his neck.
And I'm
You-
assuming I would have caught sight of it after he breathed, as I was doing that, or is
After
it?
I didn't.
As you were feeling around after he had breathed, you would have felt that there was something underneath there, but
Okay.
you didn't feel it beforehand.
Okay,
Spooky keys.
Okay.
that's not creepy at all. All right, now we can go off. I know that maybe that would have.
We will be
added
back
things.
1 week from today to get back to our normal scheduling.
Yes.
So we hope that everyone enjoyed, and we will be seeing you next week.
All right, night, everybody.
Bye-bye.